Well, what's the most memorable day you've had with Commanders?
I would say our first game this year. And the reason why for me is this is my second season with the team. I was so excited on the items that we worked on in the off season to really put it to action with our first game. Our opener against the Arizona Cardinals, we hit record numbers with attendance, which is great from the fan side. We didn't have a lot of incidents, which was good on the, commander side from the team, but also in the command center.
Yes.
Say that twice as well. But a lot of things that we worked on, Peter, behind the scene, it really put us in a good light. So changing our back of house operations and, adding new colored wristbands, changing our credential system and making sure that we tighten up our pregame field passes. Everything that we've been working on, we had a plan. We sat down with the executives. We did training with the staff, but it really gave us a great opportunity to showcase that to our fans and to our front office staff as well. I also loved it because it gave us a great opportunity to welcome our new ownership with our first game. So we're the only NFL team to have at least over 10 owners part of our organization. And I think we've done a great job to welcome them, make sure they were here safe, to understand some of the NFL guidelines and what's required when they're coming here for an NFL game versus a concert. And to make sure people are just excited to really be a part of year two as the Washington Commanders overall.
So you're basically a professional cat herder.
Yeah, yeah, you can say that. I mean, it's our days are very unique. I think for a 1 o'clock kick, I get in around 4:30 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
It's just to make sure that the property's ready to go, overall. And it's just a lot of unique things. But I have a good team. I think it's so easy for me to get the Oscar or the Emmy. But our team behind, closed doors does a really good job to make sure the facility is ready to go to welcome 50,000 fans within, 6 hours.
How do you partner with public officials?
When it comes to federal training, it is free for resources for us. So if we wanted to conduct FBI training, our emergency tabletop training with CISA, work with the Joint Task Force, we have a strong communication with the officials. What's very unique for our building too, we have a lot of space. So they can utilize there's a partnership there. They can utilize our venue for training here. And then I can use their support to train our staff. And that's kind of how we have that two-way street. And then in our emergency tabletop training, which is most importantly, we conduct this once a year. We'll have everyone from federal, state, and local be a part of the tabletop. And then we'll include everyone that has a game day role that's in our front office or that is one of our game day staff and partners. It's around 150 people. We go around the horn. It really isn't, picking on people, but we cover a tabletop and what their role and responsibility would be pertaining to that tabletop exercise.
What advice do you have for other security leaders in sports or those who manage large events or really any industries? What are you passionate about that you'd like to share?
The professionals that are really climbing up the charts in our world are people that are looking outside of football. They're looking at saying, like, how are people successful in baseball at the convention centers? What are they doing internationally? What's going on out there in Tokyo with systems? Everyone has the credential around their neck, but we know in the next 10 to 12 years, that's going to change. That's either going to be facial recognition, that's going to be their phone. There's going to be some sort of update with technology. So someone who's always looking at how technology is changing, that's going to be big in security because access control, security cameras, credentials, barriers, you name it, shot detection, all that's going to be changing. So I would always give advice to someone to look at what's going on the international side. Look at what's going on in the Olympics, look what's going on at the convention, something that's going to still be very unique to your operations.